going to be important. The primary reason why you would want to take this session seriously is that I've said this before, that men are custodians of earthly inheritance, right? So it means you need to understand that God uses men. So when God created us in Genesis, He said, let them have dominion over everything. So it means whatever you're praying and trusting God for, God has already placed a man in charge of it. Please listen. Whatever you are praying and asking God for, God has already placed a man in charge of it. So what you really need to do is to find out what it takes to have that man, or what it takes to be visible to the man who is currently in control of what you desire. Another thing I want you to take note of is, most of the time, the Lord relates with us based on seed level, right? And the reason why that is because if you start with the seed, you will have the testament for the coming generation. So let's have a quick prayer and then we'll talk about the topic for today. Today's topic is super massively important. If you are not in the session, please make sure that if you're in the session, please make sure that you do everything within your power to stick around, and we'll see how far God takes us. Okay? So let's have a quick word of prayer, and then we'll talk about the topic for today. Today's topic is super massively important. Father, thank you because every day is a gift. And when you give us a new day, it is the first sign that you really mean business, is that you give us time. The first sign, the first proof that you had our prayer is that you give us another day. When we pray for things, God answers it by giving us a new day. Father, thank you because He said, this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. So every day that God gives us is one day closer to the manifestation. Father, give us the understanding to know the principles that command relevance in this life, in Jesus' name. Amen. And most importantly, whoever is watching this video, please, Lord, bless their week. Give them a testimony. Whoever is looking for a job, make him visible to an employer. Whoever is trying to create a job, connect him to resources. But in the end, let the world be a better place because of us. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, welcome to Business from Bible Perspective. This session is super serious. I've said this over and over again, and I wouldn't be tired of repeating myself. This is the most important session for me as far as my journey on it is concerned. I'm a public speaker, a financial expert, an educational consultant. I work with various universities from around the world, and there are still a couple of investments that or said a couple of businesses I will be positioning myself in the coming days. But I want you to know this, that everything that I pursue is not as important as this moment. Everything that I am trying to establish is not as important as this moment. Why? Because take note of this. In John chapter 1 verse 1, the Bible says, in the beginning was the Word. So what's the power of the Word? Word gives sight. So it means if you see, it's because a word has been spoken. One of the major reasons why we don't see clearly is because no word has been spoken over our life. So who is speaking over your head? Who do you have ahead of you? Who is talking to you? Because if you have someone who has already gone ahead of you to speak over your life, then you would understand that. Please take note of this. The only thing that has the ability to go into your tomorrow, right? The only thing that has the ability to go into your tomorrow to clear the way for your arrival is the spoken word. And I'll repeat again. The only thing that has the ability to go into your tomorrow, to clear the way for your arrival, is the spoken word. That's why Jesus is all of the word personified. So in John chapter 1 verse 14, the Bible says, and the word became flesh, and he dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory as of the begotten of the Father, full of truth. So it means if nothing is spoken over your life, there's going to be a struggle. Do you understand? So word is a measure of grace. Do you understand? Word is a measure of grace that lifts us from the realm of complete hard work into a realm of multiplication, which means whatever you do multiplies. Please, I want you to take note of this. If everything that you have is equal to what you have worked for, you've not tasted grace yet. Grace multiply your one step into 1,000 steps. Grace multiply your one seed into 1,000 seeds. Grace multiplies whatever it is that you've got. So what is grace in this context? Grace gives increase as far as result is concerned. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Please let me know at any point if my voice is cracking, and I'll do my best to ensure that that doesn't happen. So let me know, is the voice still cracking again? Please let me know. It's very important. This session is super important. Let me know. Type within the comment section. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Is the voice still cracking again? Please let me know at any point if my voice is cracking, and I'll do my. Can you hear me? Let me know. Ensure that that doesn't. Someone said my voice is echoing. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Let me know. It's very important. This session is super important. Let me know. I'm still waiting. Type within the comment section. Is the voice still cracking again? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? This is a serious session. It's very important that you hear me. Let me know. So just type within the comment section. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Okay. Still waiting. Give me a second. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? This is a serious session. It's very important that you hear me. Just type within the comment section. Okay, so let's continue. Now, so like I was saying, if what you have is equal to your hard work, then you need grace. So, and then I said the spoken word has the ability to go into your tomorrow to clear the way for your arrival. Please take note of this. Okay, so let's imagine a scenario where you're trying to rent an apartment. You've paid for it, which is great, but you know that makes sense. Now, so imagine now going to the apartment to realize that all the things you are supposed to do have been done already. Wouldn't that be amazing? Everything you're supposed to do have been done already. That's quite amazing. So what does that mean? It means whatever that you could have done that has been done is a measure of time that has been redeemed for you. Whatever you could have done that has been done is a measure of time that has been redeemed. So everything in life is aiming for your time. Please take note of this. Everything in life is aiming for your time, which is why this topic is very important. I wouldn't take much of your time. 30 minutes at the most, I think, will be done. But I want us to look at Genesis chapter 40. There's something very powerful I want to bring out. Genesis chapter 40. Genesis 40. Sorry, Genesis 49. Please make sure you have your writing materials. So Genesis chapter 49. But first, I will read Genesis chapter 27. Just follow me. Genesis chapter 27. Sorry, Genesis 49. Please follow me here. I'm going to read something powerful. The Bible says, "And it came to pass, when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son, and said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, here I am. And he said, Behold now, I am old, I know not the day of my death. Now therefore, take, I pray thee, thy weapon, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go to the field, and take me some venison, and make me some venison, and make me savory meat, such that I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, and my soul bless thee before I die." And Rebekah heard it when Isaac spoke to Esau, his son, and went to the field to hunt for venison. And Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and bring it. And Rebekah spoke to Jacob, her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak to Esau, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat and bless thee before the Lord, before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, according to that which I command thee. Go now to thy flock, fetch me from thence 2 kids of goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, and he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said unto Rebekah his mother, Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am smooth man. My father peradventure may feel me, and see, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. Now, if you read from that part continuously downward, the mother gave him a strategy, and he followed through with the strategy, and he got his father's blessing. Now let's go to Genesis chapter 49. There's something very, very deep I want to bring out. Genesis 49. We're talking about the power of the spoken word. And I shall seem to him. You see, the problem our generation and the one before us have is that there are certain deep, massive biblical principles that we have not endorsed in our life. And because of that, we are naturally struggling. Please take note of this. Your struggle begins the day your ignorance or disobedience takes effect. Your struggle begins the day your ignorance or disobedience takes effect. Now, I'm going to share my own experience with you guys, and I will share with you why and what God's wisdom has done for my life, action, and all of these things. Please follow me in Genesis chapter 49. Now, remember that Jacob collected a blessing from Isaac. Now, Genesis 49 verse 1, and Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourself together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Gather yourselves together, and hear, ye sons of Jacob, hearken unto Israel your father. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity, the excellency of power. That's a powerful compliment. But see what happened in verse 4. Verse 4 says, Unstable as water, thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, and defiled thou it. He went up to my couch. So you can see here that Reuben slept with his father's concubine, I think. Definitely not a wife, a concubine. And you see, in this time, I think they asked Jesus, like, why is it that in the Old Testament, people had a lot of women, and now we are not having access to such? He said, it's not because it's right, but it's because of the hardness of their heart. So sometimes you read Old Testament and begin to wonder if you're supposed to have like 16 women, right? Your inability to manage one is why you wouldn't see a dimension of God. Let me say this very clearly. There's a dimension of God you will not experience until you are married. Because in accordance to 1 Corinthians chapter 11, the Bible said, and the man is the head of the woman. And sorry, I think our power is out, but you can hear me very clearly. We'll get it back on any moment now. Just follow me just a second. Your inability to manage one is why you wouldn't see a dimension of God. Let me say this very clearly. There's a dimension of God you will not experience until you're married. Because in accordance to 1 Corinthians chapter 11, the Bible said, and the man is the head of the woman. And sorry, I think our power is out, but you can hear me very clearly. We'll get it back on any moment now. Just follow me just a second. Let's continue. The security person will put up the backup generator, all of those things. But please type if you can hear me, so we continue. So in Genesis chapter 49, like I was saying, so verse 4 here, the Bible says, unstable as water, thou shalt not excel, because thou went up, we've read that already. Then verse 5, Simeon and Levi are brethren, instrument of cruelty are in their habitations. O my soul, come not thou into their secret, unto their assembly. My honor, be not thou united, for in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they digged down a wall. Now, verse 7, he said, cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. Right? Let's continue. And scatter them in Israel. Now look at verse 9. It says, Judah is a lion, it's a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he couched as a lion and as an old lion. Who shall rouse him up? Thank God for King James Version. A scepter shall not depart from Judah. Now you understand why Jesus is termed the Lion of the tribe of Judah. So you can see that when they said the scepter shall not depart from Judah, the first king of Israel, I think that was Saul. He was from the tribe of Benjamin. Now it didn't take too long for Saul to lose his throne to David. Meanwhile, David is from the tribe of Judah. But you see that God had a friendly and easy relationship with David for very importantly, in accordance to Genesis chapter 49 and verse 9, verse 10, he said, the scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. So now you understand where Jesus is coming from. So Jacob spoke ahead. As at the time Jacob spoke, they were just mere words. As at the time Isaac spoke, they were just mere words. But remember, I told you guys, I said the only thing that has the ability to go into your tomorrow, to clear the way for your arrival is what? The spoken word. You might want to jot that down. I'm going to give you guys some assignment. And if you can execute that assignment, I guarantee you in this life that you are going to enjoy a dimension of blessing that your hard work naturally will. So the word has the ability to go into your tomorrow to clear the way for your arrival. Now you've seen very clearly here, and there are many other instances I could cite where you see that the man is old and he wants to die, and then he calls his child to bless him and all of those things. Why did that stop? Where did it all go wrong? Now I'm an African, grew up in Nigeria, and the one thing I can tell you guaranteed is that this particular tradition, scriptural principle here, is not exactly playing out, because I'm still a child, although I am a father. You understand what that means? It means I answer to someone. So I'm someone's child. I also have my child. My child will have, let's leave the agenda thing aside. Now, so follow me here now. What am I trying to bring out? Now, when you follow scriptures here, Abraham blessed Isaac. Now, please, I want you to take note of this. Abraham had 6 children, but the one God gave him is Isaac. So, what becomes of the other ones? Be very careful. Satan can show you how you could probably make certain things work. But whatever you do that God didn't say will bring heart attack and frustration. Whatever you do that God did not say is the beginning of your frustration in life. I hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying. God told Abraham, he said, I will give you a son. That's all. Because God was too slow for Abraham, Abraham had one before the promise. And after he had that one, he still had other ones. Because he married Keturah and so on and so forth like that. So when you follow clearly now, Isaac is the son of obedience. That is why so much as far as the covenant of Abraham is concerned rests upon Isaac. The rest are blessed by association. Because they came out of Abraham, they have to be blessed. There are types of blessings in life. We have covenant blessing, and then we have blessing by association. So what that means is you can be blessed by relating with someone. There are people that will permit you into their space. And because you are within that space, things will begin to work for you. You don't struggle anymore. Do not think that it is your effort that is making things work. You are there by privilege and by access. Which is why when those people shut you out, you realize that, wow, I didn't know life can be this difficult. Now, I want you to take note of this. If life is difficult, could it be that no one has welcomed you into their space for ease? Because everything that is challenging is easy for another man. Everything that is challenging is easy for another man. So I told you there are types of, we have covenant blessing, meaning a word is spoken over your life which will come to pass. And I'll teach you guys some very powerful principles. Then we have blessing by association. So what that means for you now is there are people that are blessed for the sake of the atmosphere they carry. If peradventure you find yourself there, things will begin to work for you. They are not working because you are blessed. They are working because you are associated with someone who is blessed. So until your blessing comes, why not just change your association? What are the kind of people you have around you? Who are the people you call your friend? Do you understand? When you stand up now, you are talking with your friends, your colleagues, the people within your circle. Can you realize that everything that comes out of their mouth is more of negativity? Let me tell you this. Please write this down. Words do not die. Every word spoken will execute its mission. Until it executes its mission, it will keep revolving around your space, looking for an opportunity. So it means when a word is spoken over your life, now it could be that your life is aligned to repel those words, but the day you make a mistake, those words will play out. Someone can look at you and just lay a curse on you. Do you have friends that you guys sit down together and the words that come out of their mouth is curses and not blessings. You have friends that look at you and they say, you this mumu self, I beg back. And you think that because you guys are friends, these are just normal words. They curse you, they lay curses on you, they call you all sorts of names, and you think those words will go down. When more of negative word is spoken over your life, it can be the genesis of the challenges you are not able to overcome. I want you to take note of that. When more of negative words is spoken over your life, it becomes the genesis of challenges you cannot overcome. So take note of this. Be careful with men that have not tamed their tongue. In fact, do not work with men who cannot control their mouth, because your problem can come from there. Every mouth is a portal for demons. Every mouth is a portal for demons, which means when a word is spoken, a demon is activated. I wish we had time so I can teach you guys the mystery of the word. Angels are spoken words. When you say, Father, bless me, what are you activating? The office of Angel Gabriel. When you say, Father, protect me, you're activating the office of Angel Michael. So in the same light, take note of this, just the way angels exist to make sure that your journey is easy, in the same light, demons exist to make sure your journey is hard. So when you say, Father, protect me, could it be that you leave your house and your friends say, can knock you down there? We hear all of those things. Some would say, is it something negative hit you? Some will go as far as even cursing your lineage. And you guys laugh over it. Then you go home and sleep. And the word is hovering around. And the word is hovering around. And the word is hovering around until you create an atmosphere that gives access to that word. Because once the word is negative, a demon is activated. It takes one mistake for all these demons to come into your life and start scattering everything. So it means if you've been spending your life in an atmosphere where negative words have been spoken over you, the first thing you need is deliverance. Let me tell you this. Your friends should be a choice you made, because you will face the consequence. Take note of that. Your friends should be a choice that you made, because you will face the consequence. Father, give these people understanding of what I am trying to bring out, because if they don't get it, they will still suffer. It's not a curse, it's a fact. So when I have someone around my space who cannot control his mouth, he can never be a friend. See, let the prefix of the friendship be God, and it cannot go wrong. Let the prefix of the friendship be God, and it cannot go wrong. Your friends should be a choice you made, because you will face the consequence. If you're understanding what I'm saying, just type within the comment section. You need to know you're following. Just type if you get what I'm trying to bring out. I am trying to lay a foundation for a new chapter in your life. And once this foundation is laid, you'll get to realize how easy life can be. I need you guys to type within the comment section. Can you hear me clearly, and do you get what I am saying? This is a very powerful truth that you will be grateful to God that you've had access to. So when you look at Genesis chapter 49, now all of the children of Jacob, he blessed all of them. Verse 50, verse 33. And when Jacob had made an end of commanding his sons, he gathered up his feet onto his bed, and he yielded up the ghost. So that means he died, and was gathered unto his people. And Joseph fell upon his father's face, and he wept, and he kissed him, and so on and so forth. What was the last thing that Jacob did before he left this world? He spoke into his children's tomorrow. You've seen today, and it looks like you know it all, but you don't know tomorrow. You've seen today, it's 12 p.m. already, and it looks like you can predict everything. You've not seen tomorrow. I wrote a song one time like that. Um, the maker of my yesterday, he has given me a place to stay. He's been present in my tomorrow. Day by day I wake knowing he's waiting. Through the time and trials, he's with me. After all is said and done, time to time, all is gone. I think it's been a while I wrote the song, so I can't really remember the lines now. His voice through it all comes calling. Father, Jehovah, please hold my hands. You're all I've got. God is all I've got. He is my own. No one else. What's your story? Jacob was going to leave this world, and he spoke into his children's tomorrow. You will think as if as soon as he's done speaking, everything will just manifest. I'll give you guys a very deep strategy. And if you play this in your life, things they call generational curse can end in your timeline. Just follow this teaching, and I pray God guide us gently until we arrive at our destination. If we can't finish today, we'll call this part 1. Probably we'll talk about the power of this. Spoke over his people's life, and then life went on and captivity. Pharaoh didn't know Joseph, and every challenge you can think of started coming. But the word has been spoken. It may have taken a while. Please take note of this. Words don't die. The scepter shall not depart from Judah. David became king. It looked like what Jacob was saying will not come to pass, but it came to pass. What am I trying to bring out? What is the revelation that we are trying to extract from the biblical principle? Please, I want you to take note of this. A time comes in your life where before you start life, a word has to be spoken over your life before you begin. You are in the university, congratulations. You're a graduate. Okay. Whatever you are, whoever you are, I want you to get this teaching. Before you start that assignment, before you start a life, whatever it is you're trying to do, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, please follow me carefully. Whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, whatever it is you're trying to do, follow me here now. A word must be spoken over your life before you begin. Why? Because you do not have the ability to go into tomorrow to clear the way, but the spoken word can clear the way to make tomorrow easy for you. So what are you struggling with? Then my reply to you is, who is speaking over your life, or who has spoken over your life? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, please follow me carefully. Whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. So what's the message here now? A word must be spoken over your life. Like I said, words don't die. They give sight and they empower the imaginations of men. Words do not die. Now, let me tell you my own experience. When I graduated from the university, I started life for a year, and it wasn't easy. It was really tough. I really don't know how the wisdom came upon me, but God really, some of the things that God revealed to me is to prove that He has a massive assignment for me. Like I said, as a young man, I've not seen it happen in the African culture. I've really not seen that kind of thing before. So I stood up, I went straight to see my grandfather. He didn't know I was coming. I didn't tell anyone I was going. So I saw him, and please, I want you to take note of this. If you look at Genesis chapter, the first part we read, I think 27 or so, Isaac told Esau, he said, prepare that thing that will make me so happy that my soul will bless you. See, you don't make demands until you've brought whoever is to speak over your life to the point where his soul is eager to speak over your life. Any word can be spoken, but the spirit that is speaking over you matters a lot. You can't be a rebellious child and expect to go, even if he say, I bless you and all of those. Please let me know if you can hear me. Our network is shaky. So like I was saying, a time came where he told my mom, tell your son to come and see me so that I can even bless him before I die. Of all the grandchildren, why would he be specific? Why would he mention my name? My mom has other children. I have other siblings. Why was he specific? Please, I want you to take note of this. Learn to invest in men because men are custodians of earthly inheritance. You must learn to play a role in the life of a man. Whoever has the ability to speak over your life, position yourself in his heart for joy. Because when he opens his mouth to speak, a lot will change in your life. So I went to see him. And I said, I'm the Christian you've been wanting to see. And then he thought I was going to sleep. That's not necessary. I was a young man on a mission. And I told him, I said, a time comes in the life of a man where a word must be spoken over his life before he starts life, so that life can become easy. So I need your blessing. The man sat for a while, and then he looked at my grandmother, and then she told him, she said, you are asked, I've had many children in my lifetime, but none have asked for what you are asking for. So my grandmother told him, she said, if he's the one that is wise enough to ask, why not give him the blessing? He said, so therefore I will give you my blessing. And then he started speaking. He said, where I haven't gotten to, you will go there. Your name will be known across the world. Nations will come, nations will rise, nations will acknowledge you, nations will this, so many things that bring men down. You will stand through it, you will walk through. He kept speaking and speaking and speaking. Follow this principle now. When he was done speaking, I stood up, the little amount I had on me, I said, as the Lord liveth, I will not give you below this. And I sowed, and then I left. I think a year later, or less than a year, a lady called me from Oklahoma State University Institute of Technology, the US. I was just with my friend in Abuja. She said, can you represent us in Nigeria? That's how the journey started. Look, let me tell you this. You've been depending on your talent for too long. Until a word is spoken over your life, even your talent will become a liability. You've been depending on your skills for too long. But I tell you, until a word is spoken over your life, it is still a liability. All those men that look like nothing has been spoken over their life, go deep and find out what their secret is. I saw the video of one of these popular Nigerian men who has a lot of money. And I think for the first time, maybe he was showcasing his palo. And on his way out, he took one thing and chanted something, took another tortoise and then spoke certain words. And I said, that is it. Some of the men that you admire their life, do you know what the price they have to pay for the kind of life you admire? And I am telling you right now that you don't need to go through the ways of Satan. You can follow kingdom principle to have a transformed life. I am a blessed man. I carry an atmosphere with me wherever I go. Anywhere I go, people succeed. I know that. I have seen the pattern over and over again. I don't struggle for men. If you carry me and drop in a strange land, it wouldn't take too long. You'll see men around my space. What do I carry? I carry the grace that compels men. It is more than my ability. It is linked to a word that is spoken. So it means every day I woke up, a word have been spoken to clear that day before my arrival. That is what makes my journey easy. Are there battles? Yes. If every day is a battle, you need an advantage to survive. What's your advantage? What's your strategy? I have to call this part 1 because we'll need part 2 for this. There is so much I want to dispense, but I cannot. I have to stop. But follow me here now. If you're listening to the sound of my voice, I want you to do exactly as I have said. There are 2 people that must speak over your life. 1, the priest of God. And secondly, if your parents are not alive, I sincerely apologize. If they are, then they are number 1. Number 2, a priest must also speak over your life. This is what I want you to do. It's your father, it is your mother, whoever you've got, by the order of scriptures, they have the authorization to speak over your life. In part 2, I'll be showing you guys the power of the spoken word. But for now, let me just give you this assignment. So in part 2, you get to see how powerful it can be. Think of that one thing that they love the most. However much it will cost you, gather all of your resources and go and buy it for your parents. Buy it. When you buy it, I want you to read Genesis chapter 49 and then read Genesis chapter 27. Then in accordance to that principle, I want you to remind them. See, some of you may not get what I'm saying. Just because your parents tell you, God bless you as you are going, God protecting your journey. No. Are you telling me that Jacob did not say all of those things in the lifetime of his children? Why was it that when he wanted to die, he had that sacred moment? It is called sacred moment, where the earth, you and God, is a testament to the spoken word. The earth bears witness, which is why the earth must give way. God bears witness because he has given dominion to men. A man has the ability to speak over your life as well. Your parents represent the blood. Your priest represents the spirit. When I say priest, I'm referring to someone you admire, a spiritual personality. It can be your pastor, it can be another church you are following, just somebody that is deeply connected to the blessings and the covenant of God, who has been anointed to speak and it will come to pass. Find that person. These are the 2 people you need. When you meet your parents, if you go empty-handed, you'll be in trouble. Whatever it will cost you, make sure you get whatever it is they desire. Find it, know the name, go present it. I gave, for those that are really close to me, I have shared this principle with them. I remember there was one, he came to my office and he said he wanted me to bless him, and I told him no, not yet. Before I can speak over your life, I want you to go and do this. When he met his father and read the passage and told his father what he wanted, the father was so shocked and he was so overwhelmed with joy that because the revelation was so heavy, the father said, I wouldn't bless you now. I have to take you to our village, the place where I was born, so I can speak to the earth. You guys think these things? So his father took him straight to that place. Fetched the soil there. Let it be a testament. See, there are things in life that can speak. You see this earth, you see water, you see blood. These 3 things you are seeing, they outlive every man. Man was made out of earth, and man is over 70% water. But the life in man is blood. Do you get what I'm saying now? The earth, the water, the blood. These three things will be a witness either against you or for you. So whatever you do in secret that no one saw, the blood saw it, the water saw it, and the earth saw it. That's why there is nothing you can hide in this life. You go do something secretly and it looks like nobody has seen it. The earth saw it, the water saw it, and the blood saw it. You want to know how powerful the blood is? Please don't miss any of our series. We'll get to a point where I'll teach you guys about the power of the blood. But for now, we're on the spoken word. If your parents don't know about this thing, congratulations, lecture them. Go on your knees and let them speak. As soon as they are done speaking, make sure that seed is sown, stand up and walk away. The next person you go to see is your priest. Who is a priest? A spiritual authority. Someone you know, your spirit bears witness that this person is a child of God. In the same light, carries a token. David said, I will not give to the Lord what cost me nothing. Carry something substantial. If you ask for the best, give the best. Because whatever you give is what God will multiply. So when Jacob carried money, which speaks to a great extent as to why my life revolves around finance, financial intelligence, market analysis, everything around finance. I do not struggle. In fact, please take note of this. I have grown to the point where God literally tells me what is about to happen in the financial market, which is amazing. You can grow to the point where when God speaks, you know this is God speaking. This is not your hard work. If you do not take what I am saying seriously, that's fine. You can still end up being an employee. You can be an average man. Let me tell you this. The assignment God gave you is too expensive for you to take these things I am saying lightly. The assignment God has given you costs a lot, millions. See, even if God have sent you just to one man, you still need a lot of money. Why? Money gives expression to the will of men, and men give expression to the will of God. So while there are so many principles I have to share with you guys, I have been led to share this with someone who is watching right now. Who is speaking over your life, or who has spoken over your life? Number two, what kind of people do you call friends, and what kind of word comes out of their mouth? A man that cannot tame his mouth is a man that will naturally die in time. Because as negative things flow out of your mouth easily, so shall challenges flow easily out of your mouth. Because the mouth of a man is portal. Be careful with who is speaking. If you have friends that speak negatively, change your friends. It's not pride. Change them. Should you die because you are trying to maintain friendship? Should you live as a cursed person because you are trying to maintain friendship? Don't you know the people that speak negatively about you, the only reason they still have you in their space is that they've not found your replacement? If they see someone with better substance than you, they will replace you immediately without thinking twice. Change your friends. Let me give you this. God intends to bless someone. So he's looking for a man, a vessel he will use to make that blessing possible. So he found a vessel and He laid it upon the vessel's heart and said, go and bless this person. And that vessel said no. You have the ability to say no. Oh my God. So that vessel said no. What happened afterwards? God had to find somebody else. The time it took for God to find the next person is the delay. The time it takes God to find a man is all Satan has been looking for to frustrate you. So that before God find that man, you would have been frustrated to the point where you will curse God and die. Let somebody speak over your tomorrow before your arrival. Because if you've not seen tomorrow, trust me, the one that have seen it, let me tell you this. You think Satan is a stupid person? He was once with God. He may not have a relationship with God, but he knows patterns. When he sees a pattern, he can predict. I hope you guys are blessed by this teaching. Let's just say this is part 1. You can do the assignment I have given you guys. I promise you one end. I guarantee you, as the Lord liveth, your struggle will come to an end. Just the way a man told you about Jesus, in the same light, a man can speak over your life as well. So your parents, they symbolize something, and your priests symbolize another thing. If these two come into your life, it means you operate both as a king and a prophet all at once. A king that takes the office of a prophet seriously is a king that wins all his battles. When despise Samuel by trying to do the work of Samuel, you know, when I say you should get a priest to speak over your life, some of you think because you are born again, you can just stand up and do what certain people have been empowered to do. Be careful with gatekeepers. They can lock your heavens. Find somebody that will clear the way. The word have only the word has the ability to go into your tomorrow and clear the way for your arrival. The reason why today is hard is because yesterday no one came into today to clear it before your arrival. A new week has started and I know how much I am going to make this week. I know how my week is going to end. Do you know why? Because the week already had been cleared for my arrival. I just need to come in absolute obedience. Please, I want you to take note of this. No matter how blessed you are, disobedience can deactivate every blessing in your life. Just because you are blessed doesn't mean you should be disobedient. Obedience is the first activator of blessings. The moment your obedience is complete, it will look like God is partial to other people because you'll be embarrassed with the kind of things that will start happening over your life. Who is your priest? Assignment number 3, find a man who over time have been consistent with what works. And keep that man as your frame. Study his life, know the patterns, and replicate the same in your life. You'll be a wealthy person. I guarantee you 100%. If you love what we are doing and if you love what we are saying here, invite your friends to our WhatsApp group. We are growing. See, we are going to become a system very soon. There is something we are building that you will see. You will not regret being part of this group. Whatever it is, if you're a man that lacks patience, I promise you this group has nothing for you. Be patient. It's either you learn patience through obedience or tribulations will enforce patience on you. Which is why when you see an old man saying, calm down, trust me, in his youth, he knows what lack of calming down has done to his life. Father, whoever has listened to my voice, please, I beseech you, and I am begging literally, encourage, fire them to go and do exactly what I am saying. It is absolute stupidity for a man to see the truth and still choose his own ignorance through personal effort. A man that throws away the truth because he thinks he can do it by himself is just a fool waiting to be validated in time. Father, I pray that you give them the heart to execute this assignment. And the world will ask them, what is the secret? Father, whatever works for me, let it work for them. As they do the things I have said, let it work for them. Give them health, multiply their finance, and make them visible in Jesus' name. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great night. I'll see you guys on WhatsApp.